Guys ready for thinking class? Let's get ready to get it going. Come on. Is the thinking class in the building or are you guys asleep? Thinking class in the building or are you asleep? Because you know the game is to be sold and not told. Let's do that again. The game is to be sold and not told. The game is to be what? Sold and not told. Salute to everyone in the chat room. You know we about to get cranking in a few minutes. Let's get it rolling. Let's go. Let's go. Joe Blast, the enforcer. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Damn, that hurts.
Let's get it. This is Lawrence D. Adams, and today we're talking about. Is it? Might be off a little bit, but that's okay. Today we're talking about the game is to be sold and not told. Shout out to the people who are in the chat room, those watching on multiple sites. We want to say shout out to you. Shout out to everyone in the thinking class. Let's get it started today. If you missed yesterday, we went in yesterday. It was actually really good. Really good. You missed yesterday, you missed it. That's all I'm going to say. You missed yesterday. What I want to definitely sort of recap yesterday, that the game solves a problem. What's up? Ted is in the place. Joe Blast, Dre, Sigma, Fierce Soul, Teach, Cerise, everyone in the building. Shout out to you. One thing I definitely want to, let me get this drop down just a tad bit right there. Right there. What I want to definitely talk about is that, okay, because I'm out lights. What I definitely want to make sure I emphasize is this, that the game simply solves problems. I don't know why we made it so complicated. Everyone want to put their spin and they spit on it. But the game simply solves problems. When you look at the game solves problems. Now, this is the part that I think a lot of people miss when it comes to the game. There's a price for solving the problem. That's why the game is to be sold and not told. Because everyone can't solve a problem, or nor can everyone handle the solution to their problem. Game solves problems. Think about it. You need game to figure out what to do with a woman. What is it doing? It is solving a particular problem that you have with a woman. You need game to understand how to deal with this particular man. It solves problems. And it's interesting. I was just sort of side note. I was in a chat room yesterday, just listening to some particular content creators. It was quite interesting. It's quite interesting. I got called out. Okay. I got called out. Oh, how do I get called out? You know that LDA is a dating gifter. That means I'm a dating scammer. I said, wow, I got some more haters who never listen to the content that I share over here, but was easy to call me a dating gifter. Wow. That means I'm the one who out there scamming people. I'm over there. If anyone in the chat room thinks that I'm scamming anyone, you need to let me know. Have you got any scam information from here? Let me know in the chat room. It's interesting. People who never listen to the content have more things to say. That's the interesting thing. Therefore, you must run game on yourself and you win against the. Oh, right. So it's funny that individual would even say, "Oh, LDA Lawrence D. Adam is a scammer. He's a dating scammer." But let's take that out because I'm gonna give game because we're gonna talk about the game is to be sold and not told. In order for let's take it out of dating because I think a lot of times people get very emotional because man, thank you so much, Alfie Kingdom, for the super chat. Appreciate it, bro. Let's take it. Let's take it out of the dating arena because we're gonna talk about game is to be sold and not told. I want you to get this. When a quarterback wants to become more efficient in throwing the ball, what does he do? He gets a coach. Let me say that again. When a particular quarterback wants to be more efficient at throwing the ball, what does he get? He go get a coach. What does he go get? He go get a coach. He gets a coach. Why does he get a coach? He gets a coach so he's more efficient and hitting target, hitting the receivers when they're out there running. That just makes sense to me. Now, if a guy wants to work on his free throw, what does he get? He gets a person who specializes on training you on the proper way to hit a free throw and make it all the time. He gets a coach. We're still talking about the game is to be sold and not told. That person then has to pay a price. He pays a price with his time, and he has to pay for what? His time and for the individual time to build his skill set and doing the free throw or pitching the ball or throwing the football. How is it? And we're talking about game here. How is it when it comes to the game, we have individuals who don't understand the importance of having a specialty coach? The problem is, salute, what's going on? Salute, beautiful soul. I mean, beautiful soul, beautiful animated Carlos, salute. The problem is we have people, if you need to work on your makeup, you go to a MAC where they've been trained on how to put on makeup. How is it when we come to this arena that people don't see the value of what? People don't see the value of investing in coaching in their dating life, sexual life, or whatever they're doing. Or we're quick to call someone a scammer because they've been scammed before, or the individual have not put to practice what they've been taught. Oh, I'm talking today. I'm on somebody's heel. So that's asinine to me. If I want to become better at tech, who do I talk to? I say, Jono, what do I need to do to be better at tech? If I want to become better at a particular law of attraction, I study a particular person that studies the law of attraction. If I want to become better at dressing, I talk to a person who knows how to dress. What is it when it comes to this section, or I want to say this section, this arena where people don't value people who give them sound advice, hence game. But the problem is that people don't want to put the work in to exercise the game. So let's go back. I just had to say that piece because it was on my heart. I got to share it. So the game is to be sold and not told. And let me go back a little further with this whole dating situation, and even with the examples I gave about the different sports. There is some information you will not get without paying a price. Let me say that again. There is some information that you will not get without paying a price. Stop looking for the shortcut, the cheat code, and realize that you are going to have to pay a price for the information that you want to go to the next level. That's why we talk about this on the thinking class. Does that mean the Deacon Cast is a sham? Lawrence people have so little understanding? Correct. That's why we're calling the what? The thinking class. Why do we call it a thinking class? Motu. The reason why we call it the thinking class is for you to reason amongst yourselves and say, is LDA what he's sharing? Does it make sense? Is it applicable? But let me go a little further. What I was saying, there is some information that you will have to pay for, and it cannot be told. Let me say that again. There is some information that cannot be told to you. It comes with a price. What happens is we're always looking for the 5-finger discount. We're always looking for the shortcut. We're always looking for somebody to hook us up. Give me the insight. You cannot live your life in the hookup situation. You cannot live your life looking for the constant discount. Somewhere in your life, you're going to have to pay. Somewhere in your life, you're going to have to pay. Or you're going to be in a perpetual level of staying where you at because you're constantly looking for the hookup. That's why the game is to be sold and not told, because the game solves different problems for different individuals at different levels. The game solves different problems for different people at different levels. And there, my friend, my brother, my sister, is a price point. What happens is we live in the culture where we think everything should be free. Baby, if it's constantly free, it ain't worth it. Why get the milk? Why get the cow if you're getting the milk for free? Salute to William. Salute to everyone in the chat room. McCain, what's going on? Why buy the cow if you're getting the milk for free? There is a price for the game. And I'm emphasizing it's so important, but there's some information you will get from the game that you're going to have to pay for. Why am I saying that? Because I want everybody to do a mental shift right now and get out of the mindset of constantly scavenging the internet, looking for something free. There are certain courses that I paid for to advance me to where I need to be at. There's certain things because I needed that specialty knowledge to take my game or what I was doing to the next level. There are certain things I can say about women that I cannot share for free because of what I know. There's certain things about the game that's going to cost you something. The problem with the individual who tried to call me a scammer is he wouldn't come up here and come on this platform, click the link and explain and dialogue like a man. Next thing, he doesn't have a channel. Third, he would have nothing to talk about. So you always qualify who's speaking to you. Next, the next thing is this. When someone attacks your character, they have nothing else better to say. When someone attacks your character, they have nothing else better to say. Instead of attacking what? The subject matter. There is in order for you to go to the next level in the game, because we say game is strategy, but we also say game is problem solving. Game solves problems. But to go a little further, there is some problem solving game that will cost you this. You have to put your skin in the game. You have to put your skin in the game. You're going to have to pay a price to get that to you. The question I have for you, sisters and brothers, are you willing to pay the price for the game you said you want? Are you willing to pay the price for the game you said you want? Or are you going to sit back and go into a state of complaining? Video lagging? We'll do this. Appreciate it. I'll cut the cam off. Or are you going to get into a state where you're going to just sit back and complain and do nothing about it? Are you going to sit back and complain about it? So I want you guys to get it. There is a price tag for any level of game you have. The price you pay is your attention, your time, your money, honey, your money that you pay. Are you willing to pay the price for the level of game that you want? Everything that's free ain't always good for you. And many times anything that's constantly free and you constantly get it, you're not going to value it. And you're going to demand more for it. Let me say that again. Anything that is constantly free and you get it relatively easy, sooner or later you're going to get into the spirit of complaining. What's going on, Jono?
How's it going?
Doing good, man. You already know. Just get, I got the phone AT&T 10 megabytes.
All right, that's what's up.
Yeah, but it's not upgraded. It's not upgradable.
Wait a minute. They said no?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm. It's good, man. I'm thankful. So, like I was saying, Go ahead.
No, good.
I was saying is that there's some information. Let me say this. Let me put it again. The game is to be sold and not told, but there's some information in the game that you're going to have to pay a price for, and it cannot be for free.
Mm.
And I think a lot of times people don't understand that there's levels of the game and knowledge that if it was given to you for free, it would cause you to run down the street naked because you're awakened to how reality really is. You gotta say about that, John. I know you.
I think we talked about it like several times when it came to, the price you pay. When we talk about paying attention, it means that you're focused. You know what I'm saying? We're literally concentrating focus. And if you if you don't actually, you know, find a way to focus on something, you're gonna pay one way or another, right?
Mm.
And if you and it could be um one thing I hate doing is repeating the same action, even though I just did it. And what happens is when you don't pay attention, you end up paying with your time because you have to repeat an action. It may cost you more money because you have to repeat that action. It may cost you more energy or miss a deadline because of it. And that's the thing. You're going to pay one way or another. So you might as well get it right, invest the time and the energy in the training so that you are only paying the price one time in the right direction. You see what I'm saying?
Mm. That's why the game is to be sold and not told. See, if John, if something is given away from free and you don't value it, you'll take it for granted.
It's true. It's true. You don't value something you haven't paid for.
Whoa, whoa,
Especially
whoa. Say that again.
you don't value something you haven't paid for.
Put that in the chat room. Put that in the chat room. You don't value something that you don't pay for. Let's put that in the chat room. You don't value something that you don't pay for. There's a difference, ladies, between a purse from Walmart and getting a purse from Saks Fifth Avenue. There's a difference. Getting the product and getting the off-brand at Walmart. One's going to last longer, and one you're going to treat differently.
Yeah, but they both have a price, right? You're not going to get either one for free.
Woo! Wow. Yep. Yes. Right.
You're not going to get the best for a low price, but you're also not going to get even the cheap stuff for free. And you know, and I have to rationalize that every time I was thinking about making a move. I'm like, yeah, you can get cheaper materials or you can get a cheaper item, but at the end of the day, what will you want to live with? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It takes the exact same amount. When I was doing renovations on my house, it takes the exact amount of labor to put in pine. But if you pick oak, you're gonna spend the same exact money and a few more dollars for the material, and you would end up with oak. You see what I'm saying? So where are you really saving if it takes the same amount of energy and labor to put something toward it? You might as well go get yourself at least the middle to the upper road as opposed to something cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My brother used to always tell me, he said, you don't need a cheap leather coat, man. You need a nice wool coat. They cost the same. But what's gonna last you? You see what I'm saying? The cheap leather coat might go out of style literally at the end of that season, but that nice wool coat will always be in style. And you would spend more money on a high quality wool coat. You see what I'm saying? So it's more like, where's your preference system on longevity as opposed to, the fad of the now. And I see that even in my own children when they pick out sneakers, they pick out, clothing and stuff. Like, is it going to last you? If I'm willing to buy you a couple pairs of sneakers in a year and you want the expensive sneakers, you might have to wait longer to get that next pair. So it's quantity or expense really your bag. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Not so much quality. We know all these sneakers are made the same way, but you're not gonna, a pair of $90, Air Force Ones may not take you as far as two, pair of Vans. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you have to count the cost on what you're going to pay, what you're going to pay for. Do you want the cheap or do you want the quality? Think about it, John. What if I would have got the cheaper mixer?
I mean, there are other options, but you're not going to get the quality. I am the very popular streamer, and I was getting on them about their audio. I said, I'm not here to bash you or anything like that. I said, listen, but you got to fix this problem because your production is too many people is involved in this production for you to have this problem. And I was talking about the mix minus. And I'm like, you had the Roadcaster or if you had the Pod Track, you would have this problem solved, and you wouldn't be treating people like they're stupid on the other end.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? It's not their fault the echo is going on. It's your fault.
Hey.
You don't have the right mixer.
Mm.
We don't have these problems, right? I got an open speaker behind me.
Me too.
An open speaker in your space. We don't have echo problems. You know why? Because we have the mix minus considered. If we would have bought a cheaper mixer, it would have not solved that problem, and then we can't bring on people. You know what I'm saying? That and then make it all their fault. You can't. Life is not somebody else's fault. It's your fault first. Take responsibility, and that's basically what I was going in on. You know, you got look like 10,000 plus production, and you can't even get the right mixer. Get out of here with that.
Whoa. What's going on, Trav? You want to beam up, you can, Trav, because I know you're right on it. I know you're at work too. But yeah, that's good right there. Man, I want to say, I really want to. Why would you pay the price in one area and not pay the price in another?
I'm talking about they spent more money on mics than we did. Spent more money on production and you know toggling for different buttons and stuff like that. I see a stream deck going. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know, you spent all this money on this, and this is a dumb problem to have. It really is.
Mm. That's why it's so important. But wait a minute, Jono, because some people ain't gonna get it. Did you gave that individual information that that was for a price? Was that right?
Well, absolutely.
I don't want to understand why people don't get the game. The game will cost you something. You're either going to pay either you're going to pay one way. You're going to pay with your behind, or you're going to be left behind. Wow, did I bleep that out good?
Yeah. You don't pay one way or another. And that's the thing. Like we're trying to like circumvent certain, you know, disasters sometimes. And people just don't get it.
And that's what I want you to get. The game is to be sold and not told. When it becomes free, it becomes non-essential. Then we have people the person who tried to accuse me yesterday of being a gifter and saying I'm a scammer, I'm a dating scammer, where clearly they understand that if they were ever come to the thinking class, they might elevate and get some real game and not just be about getting women, but about getting their life together. Let's just keep it 100. That's what it would be about. See, when it's only predicated, I got a quote I'm about to bring out. I've been sitting on it, John. I don't know if I should bring it out or not, but it applies to what we're talking about. I got it sitting in the queue, ready to come out. I'm trying to think if I'm gonna bring it out. It says, y'all ready for this game right here? Watch out for people who constantly complain about the opposite sex. 9 out of 10 times they don't have good relationship skills.
Jesus. Wow.
I've been sitting on it. I want to bring it out, but I don't know. Let me say this again for those in the back of the room. Watch out for people who constantly complaining about the opposite sex. 9 out of 10 times, they don't have good relationship skills. Boy, what you got to say about that, John?
I mean, I don't know. See, it could be, you know what? As soon as you said it kind of applies in certain areas, then I can see where in other areas, devil's advocate in me tells me why it really does happen like that. But in both cases, it really is, it's a disconnection. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly, yeah, right.
It's definitely a disconnection. So, I mean, what you have to realize is people don't understand. What they don't understand, they're not really to explore the difference. They just want to rationalize it into it not being. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we we have a responsibility, even when you don't have a problem relating. We still have a responsibility to get to the end because you're not supposed to be, living like, oh, okay, there's no real answer. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to be. You're supposed to be going to the self-actualization point where you do get to the end and answer it.
That's why it goes back to this. This goes right back around. That's why I said yesterday, the game solves problems. Uh-oh, they go Trav. That's why I said game solves problems. What's going on, Trav?
Hey. Oh, we going off
You
cam?
know,
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing then. I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna have me as Professor X right now, real quick.
So this is someone I know you've been listening, but I'll make sure we stay on the point of what we're talking about. The game is to be sold and not told. I see you tapped in and said some things yesterday. So pretty much sort of encapsulate what you said yesterday.
I to be honest with you, I kind of forgot what I said yesterday. But I mean, if I want to just go in today about the games to be sold, not to be told, I think it's because things have to be earned. So you know what I'm saying? Like selling doesn't have to necessarily be money too. It just means like, okay, if you want to know this info, like you got to give me some value back first for me to want to give you this game and to show that you're serious about it. And usually when you put a commitment towards something, you're more serious about it anyway. That's why, like, when you get to a certain level of business, like they pay, like, you know what I mean? Like, like people will willingly pay for seminars and info and be like, oh, 2,000, all right. But to people that don't understand that, they're like, what are you doing? They're investing in themselves. You've never seen anyone invest in themselves.
So what you're saying is that we have a deficit of people who do not want to invest in who they are.
Dude, you have to invest. Like, the games to be like, that's a common theme. Like, it's not investing, but like, let's get to submission. Like, submission is kind of on a basis of like sold, not told, because it's like, okay, if you want the woman to submit, you got to be worth submitting to. Like, everything has something that you have to earn to get. Nothing is just, oh, like, I'm a man, I have this, I'm red pill, so every woman should bow to me. Like, no, like, that's not how it works. Like, you have to put in the work, and like, women have to read that vibe on you, like, oh, this is a guy that's like worthy of something. Like, I was told that the other day. Like, someone told me, like, yeah, you seem like a guy that is worthy of spoiling. But wow. I know why, like, because I know about how our interaction went. So, like, why wouldn't you spoil me? She, like, I knew I provided value to her, though, too.
That's my point. She was willing to pay the price for what? For investing in you.
Yeah, and then it worked out like this. Like, so, and this game to be sold, not to be told. Like, I've paid money before, but it's not even that. I'll barter. But I have no problem with it. Like, in LDA, you can attest. Like, have I ever had a problem dropping money or investing? Hell no.
No.
But, I mean, you've seen my receipts.
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't I invest? You know what I'm saying? Like, look what the investing has helped with. So,
right.
Like, it's so dumb. Like, I don't know. People are weird, bruh. Like, you know what I mean? And that's the selling thing. Like, yeah, there's certain guys that you can, get privy of information for free, but you probably earned it in another way. Whether it's you weren't sold it, but you did something or showed something of character that shows that you've paid your dues in another way.
You gotta say about that, John?
I think that it's true. Like I said, if you don't put a value on who you are, you won't even know it. You need to invest. You see what I'm saying? You have to put a value on the goal that you're trying to accomplish. And if that accomplishment is a certain level of success in your life to make you a better person, and you have to put a value on it first before the college does, before the vocational school does, before the training or certificate program does. You see what I'm saying? You have to put the value on it, or else you won't understand why those things cost that money.
And then you'll be able to, your game has to be sold, not told to women. See how it works? You know what I'm saying? Because like that's the whole dynamic you want. Like, not every woman is gonna go for your program and the program on your dynamics. Not every woman's gonna do that. Your job is to vet and source to find who will. And then once you do, run your game tight. You know what I'm saying? And to do that, a woman has to run through the course the right way with you. She has to go through your game has to be sold, not told in a way. She has to earn your game. You have to give it to her in doses. So that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like here's this common situation. Like, so I had one girl that I was talking to. Well, they were both basically from Oakland, and I'm in Sac. So that's like 2 hours, right? Hour and a half, 2 hours. So one girl drove out halfway. Then I went and saw her. Then she gave me some excuses when it was her time to come and see me. So I was like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I move on to the next one. The next girl that I talked to lives in the same area. It doesn't give me no static. And she comes and sees me. Like, you're going to take little losses, but I didn't really trip about that because I didn't really lose anything. Then I was just like, oh, you don't want to come and see me? It's going to be a problem? All right, well, I'm going to find this girl that does. Now that girl's out of my rotation. I don't even really care. See what I mean? Like, I couldn't force her to do that. She didn't want to do that. So I found someone that wanted to do that and didn't fuck it up.
Yeah, you put the idea out there, but that necessarily didn't have to come from the person that you originally threw the idea out to.
Yeah, like if you're not going to roll with what I do, I'm not going to get mad. I'm just going to find someone else. That's what game is.
That the placeholder was not for that person.
Yeah, like that's why I'm saying don't get so invested. And you don't know, like she first came out and drove more to see me. So that's why I was like, okay, I'll go see her. Then she got tired of it. The second one didn't do that at all. She's driven more to see me. So I'm like, all right, cool. You're not going to, but like I said, I don't see it as an L. I didn't see the signs until I saw any sign that, oh, this might not go cool. Then I just went. That was game that was told to me because I had to earn, someone had to see in me what I had of value. And then once I got to that point, someone put me up on game about your biggest problem is you don't just move on and just source new women. That's your biggest problem. You like girls that don't like you. Or don't want to run your program. Once I realized don't feel guilty and keep running your program, a lot of shit changed. It doesn't mean that girls don't fall off and don't flake on me. It just means I know how to replace.
So in saying that, if we're saying that the game is to be sold and not told, and we're putting it.
We cut out. John, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Elliot cut out?
I think so. Let me text
you. Well, I'll just keep it going and just say it like this. It's like, but I had to be willing to like go search for that information and originally invest or do things, or do barter system to get that information. And now that I know that, that's life-changing information to where it's like basic in my life now. But if I wasn't willing to pay a price for that information, I might still be game goofy about that and stressing about some shit that's not stressful.
Can you hear me now?
Isn't that, yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, we hear you now.
So what I was saying was this: is it possible that since we talk about the game is to be sold and not told, we're making it very ambiguous, but it's really real personal when it comes to your interaction with other people. That's what guys to really get. They understand that the game is to be sold and not told. It applies to whoever you're dealing with. And once you understand that, it puts you in a better, it puts you in a better situation with dealing with other people.
Yeah, you're always selling and showing value. And in a way that in how do you know how to do that correctly? Why do you go to school? Or, game is sold, not told. So why do you pay for college?
Mm-hmm.
That's game they don't want to tell you. They want to sell you. But it used to be game that was very information. Now it's rudimentary game, because now you don't need to pay that much game for that game. That game is outdated. What I'm saying is that's why the biggest scams in the earth, dog, I'm about to gas right now. Some of the biggest money scams of all time are timed to selling game. The college system is thus that. Am I right or am I right?
It's true.
Dog, that's what it is. Like, I just thought about that talking to you guys.
Matter of fact, they know what you need at the end is just a piece of paper, right? You need that credential. They don't even care about you taking the time and the energy to go through the courses. They know what they want is a piece of paper, so they make that more attainable than even the courses themselves.
And you always have to reinvest in the game. Like, you always have to rebuy in the game. Like, you have to get recertified. So that's why you really need to understand this. I'm gonna have to get some tips. Like, I can't shake this damn stalker. I don't know what to do. Like, so I gotta get game on that. Like, it's not necessarily my fault, but maybe I did something wrong. You know what I'm saying? To create this situation. I can accept that.
Well, we can just, what time is it? Okay, we're 18, I think. So even with just real light with the stalker. How can I say this? Woo! Sometimes with the stalker, we have not let go on enough. You may have let go on a physical level. We have not let go on a mental and spiritual level, and we're still tied to them. And how we're tied to them with our emotional still feeding. Emotionally, we're still feeding them by saying we don't want to deal with them. So they constantly may be still attached to us.
Yeah. I don't want to judge the severity of your situation, but trust me, if you've spent any time with any person in your life, you know what to say to really push them away. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of whether they accept it or not. And if they haven't accepted what you said, then the right communication method has not been made to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I thought the restraining order would be it, but
that's what I'm saying. That's the extreme, right? But you had to do that, right? See, you took it to the level where this is really like you can't come back no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it is what it is. I'm not really tripping, but I'm just saying, like,
I'm sorry they had to go that far, but
look how I'm approaching it. Like, I'm taking responsibility and going, okay, I could have done some stuff wrong, and I'm willing to pay a price to get certain information if I need to. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's legal counsel, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to pay for everything, dude. And the rich know that. But why do you think things are tax write-offs? Because it's sold game that they're trying to get on discount.
So you're saying some people will never get their tax write-off because they never invested in the game?
Yeah, like, okay, dog, I'm about to gas right now. I haven't been on a panel for a while, so I got hella like fucking ammo. So when I was doing music, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, everything you do is a tax write-off, because if you're doing a business. So it's like, I need to go to Atlanta to do something for a project I was doing. So that whole trip was a tax write-off. Like, yeah, I spent the money and it was like a vacation at the same time, but it was a legitimate tax write-off because I knew how to play the game. And that game is actually free now because of Google. But what I'm saying is that game, it was still sold to me in a way because I had to do extra work and do my own research outside of school to figure that out. Now that I know that, now I get to do all this shit on discount because I know game that's not given to you. You have to earn on your own.
That's true.
That financial game, bro, it's popular now, but when we were growing up, we were just taught college and that's it. In the last 5 years, it's really been to the point where now people are really getting gamed up about business ownership. You know what I mean?
It's true. And where's the class for that? You know what I'm saying? Even
There
though
isn't.
you could definitely go to take a course on business administration, but is that the real thing? When you go to those classes, you know you're not going to really learn anything.
So, now I'm about to tie it back in. So now, right? Why do you think they were trying? Do you remember they were trying to put a price on the internet and try to restrict the internet?
Oh yeah, they try to do a price on email.
Why do you think they're doing that? They're doing that because the game's to be sold, not to be told. How can they sell it to you if it's going to be told on Google?
Come on.
That's what Google is. Google has all this game, bruh. So, right. You know what I mean? Like,
it's free search. It's not free. It's not free. They're taking so much more from you than you ever did searching. Seriously.
Hey, this background track is gassing right now. It's making it hella tight. But nah, bruh, seriously, like there's a reason for the way it is, but also the reason why the way it is because it will filter out those who are serious and those who are not serious.
Absolutely.
Let me say something because I think this is real good right here, and if we're gonna come to a close, because I know we can. I feel like an hour is in us.
Hey, this beat's hard. Hey, this beat's hard, bro. I like this beat.
Let me say this. Some people don't want you to get the game, even if they charge you for the game, because they want to keep you ignorant. Let me say that again. Some people don't want you to even pay for the game because they want to keep you ignorant from the real game. So they're charging for a placebo without giving you the real medicine.
Dog, slavery, bruh. We couldn't even read books. We couldn't even buy the game if we wanted to.
But there are also tiers to what you pay for. Some people won't even let you pay for the actual thing they're selling till you have put some money into it first.
That's it. That's what I'm getting at. There's levels to the game. Please understand. I wish people would understand that. So while you think you're getting free game online, baby boy, baby girl, you're only getting teasers. You're only getting appetizers. What do they call this? You're only getting tapas. You ever been to a tapas restaurant and you only get a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that? That's all you're getting. You're not getting the real filet mignon of the game, even though you play for the tapas.
Yeah.
Yo, if this is resonating with you, what we share today, Trav, man, I appreciate you coming up. Jono, always. If this is resonating with you, let me know in the chat room right now because this beat gonna flow right quick while we come to a close. See, Trav like this one.
Yeah, this one's tight. Because the beat works well over computer speakers too.
That's what I'm running it through. Keep your enemy, there you go. Keep your enemy ignorant so that they can still fill their pockets.
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah, like, there's a reason.
Don't even know they're ignorant in the game.
Like, that's why with like different cultures, like I know there's like certain sects of cultures where like they keep all their stuff in the community, like, and it's for a reason. They're not trying to give their game out. You know what I mean? Us as black folk, we be like so willing just to share our game. You know what I'm saying? Other cultures be taking our stuff, but they don't give back to us the same.
That's why the game is to be sold and not told. I would say more about it, but I ain't gonna say it as. If this has resonated with you, if you understood what we were talking about today, because we gave a lot of games just right here, and believe me, it was not for free. Or you paid. You're gonna pay tonight when you go to sleep when you think about what we just said.
Absolutely.
Hit the Cash App, hit the Super Chat. This is Lawrence D. Adams with this funky beat. Jono, Professor Jono. Y'all better recognize who he is. Recognize the professor when he comes in. Professor Jono Trav, all the way from California, California.
Facts.
Recognize
This is the perfect LDA beat, bro.
Yeah, I like that beat. So that beat is cool.
It's just real smooth, you know. If you had a cigar, you put a cigar in the air and just be like,
you know, this one's hard. You made this? What producer made this?
I'll show it to you. I'll send it to you.
Hey, yeah, use his beats on these podcasts, bro, because these type of beats work well to talk over too.
Yeah, you need good beats to get a good flow.
It's like I like some of my beats, but then when like some of them work well on the podcast, but then some don't because they're bass heavy. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Some beats work well. Oh yeah, reminds me of it has like a Maybach music type.
So, a lot of YouTuber creators are good for only giving you teasers.
Or they just repeat topics and points that are said by other people. They just repackage it.
No comment.
There's just a lot of repackaging. Like,
let me say this. Let me drop the beat on this. Whenever you hear on Lawrence D. Adams' podcast show, Recharging Manhood, it's fresh out the kitchen. How do you know it's so? I collaborate with Jono and we talk almost every day about what we're going to talk about the next day or talk about the day of. Is that true, sir?
Absolutely. That's called strategy. And we're investing in the next day. We could see the next day. We almost picture it. It's like remote viewing.
They ain't ready for that one. We already in the next day.
We almost plan the responses we're gonna get.
Don't tell them that, Jono.
Y'all ain't ready for that one.
Don't tell them that, Professor. Don't tell them that, Professor. Y'all better recognize who Jono is. You better recognize who Tribe is. And we out of here. Peace. Let the music ride out. Come on, let's go.
yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, get that yak. This is music you ride with when you're with your girl. You look her in her eyes and say, babe, you know it's just me and you. Come a little closer. Everybody can't do that. They're too busy complaining about women. What they can't do. Peace to the thinking class. Nothing but love for you. We out of here. Wait a minute. I need a super chat to come in. Cash out. Super chat, cash out. Share a like for the love. Beat drop one more time. Hit it.